What up, you should Timus here. Now, here is my throwback to talk about the films that turns 10 and 20 this week. Alright. The film celebrating its 10th anniversary, we got the Gerard Butler soccer film Playing for Keeps. And this was pretty bad. I mean, it had a good cast, though. You had Gerard Butler. I believe Dennis Quaid was in this, if I'm not mistaken. You also had Jessica Biel, Catherine Zeta-Jones. You had some really, like, Uma Thurman was also in this. If you guys don't know much about the story here, it's where, like, George Dreyer, played by Gerard Butler, who is struggling financially and failing his an attempt to resettle with his ex-wife Stacy, played by Jessica Biel, and young son Lewis, played by Noah Lomax. But when Lewis's soccer team has an open for a coach, George ends up stepping in, and he also has lost attention of some of the mothers there, played by Uma Thurman and Catherine Zeta-Jones, and yeah, this was not good at all. I mean, Gerard Butler always has, like, his past careers was always hits and misses. But this was a mess, and not a great year for Jessica Biel as well, because she was in this. She was in that Total Recall remake. She was in that not so good horror movie Torment. Yeah, not a great year for Jessica Biel either. So yeah. Anyway, also turning 10, we got Hyde Park on Hudson, which stars Bill Murray, who plays Franklin D. Roosevelt, and takes place in June 1939, where, like, British King Samuel, played by Samuel West, and Queen, played by Olivia Colman, visits President and Mrs. Franklin D. Roosevelt, who's actually played by Bill Murray and Olivia Williams here at their New York home, and war with Germany looms on the horizon, and England desperately needs the president's support. You also have Laura Linney, who plays President's intimate confidence here, who ends up having an affair with. This is actually not a bad little film. Bill Murray, I thought, was a really good Franklin Roosevelt. I mean, him playing the president, what more you ask for? Laura Linney was really good in this. Olivia Colman, before her, before she became, like, pretty, big with, stuff like The Crown, she was pretty good in this. Of course, here she actually plays Queen Elizabeth here, which, of course, she will go on to play again in The Crown. So there's that. But this is really decent little film. You guys haven't seen it. Directed by the late Roger Mitchell, um, who, of course, gave us Notting Hill. Really decent little flick. All right. Speaking of Captain Jones, we also got a movie called Lady the Favorite, which stars Bruce Willis, Rebecca Hall, Vince Vaughn, Captain Jones, Frank Grillo. And it is pretty much like a poker-based film where, like, Chance brings Beth to work for Thing, whose Las Vegas gambling business seeks to make money on the margins between betting the odds. And so, like, Thing's shoots wife, and then of having temptation to try her luck with Rokerisha and Rosie operating illegally in New York City. And this was actually pretty terrible. I mean, yeah, you had a good cast. You had the likes of Bruce Willis, Vince Vaughn. They were okay in this, but yeah, it just was not all that great. It was not all that funny. So yeah, not that good of a film. All right, now the film's turning 20. We got Spike Jonze's adaptation, starring Nicolas Cage, who plays Charlie Kaufman. Of course, this is actually based on the writer's personal life, and you also had you literally had, like, Nicolas Cage play not one but two characters. He plays Charlie Kaufman and his twin brother Donald, and and while struggling to adapt the Orchard Deep by Susan Orland, played by Meryl Streep, Kaufman's life spins from pathetic to bizarre here. And this is actually a really terrific film. Nicolas Cage is great in this. Meryl Streep. You had some really good cast members. I mean, seeing Nicolas Cage play not one but two characters in this is intriguing. So really good for luck if you guys ever seen it. And Spike Jones is a really good director too. So there's also Analyze That, which is the sequel to Analyze This. Now, this was actually directed by Harold Ramis, once again starring Robert De Niro, Bill Murray. The first Analyze this film is good. That is a terrific one. Analyze That, on the other hand, yeah, it was not So good. This movie was pretty poorly made. So yeah, I love Robert De Niro and Bill and almost said Bill Murray and Billy Crystal, but yeah, this was not a good follow up. It's also I could always mispronounce his name. Equilibrium, which of course stars Christian Bale, Emily Watson, Tate Diggs. It was pretty much a poor man's version of the Matrix. Like, yeah, ever since like the Matrix came out, you could tell lots of students were trying to capitalize on success of the Matrix, and this really looked like a Matrix rip off all the way. Like even the poster, if you look at it, you'd be like, "Is this another Matrix movie?" Yeah, yeah. This wasn't all that great of a film though. If you guys don't know much about the story here, it follows John Preston, played by Christian Bale, who's this enforcement officer in the future where in which feeling and autistic expressions are outlawed, and citizens take daily injections of powerful psychoactive drugs to suppress their emotions. And after accidentally missing a dose, Preston begins to experience emotions, which makes him question his morality and moderate his actions here. So, yeah, you had some good cast members, but this movie was just not all that great. So, yeah. Last but not least, 2020, we got the movie Empire, not to be confused with the TV show, by the way. Empire stars John Leguizamo, who plays Victor Rosa, who that for his he plays like this Latino hustler from South Bronx, and he has like worked his way up the neighborhood ladder to become a crew leader for Joanna La Colombiana Menez, played by Isabella Rossellini. But after like narrowing escaping an attempt on his life, Victor realizes that he needs to get out of the Bronx, both for himself and for his girlfriend Carmen, played by Sona Braga. And the only thing more important for him than money. Now you also had Denise Richards was in this. Fat Joe was even in this film. It's actually a really fun little film if you guys ever seen it. John Leguizamo, I've always loved Leguizamo, so seeing him pop up in anything, like he was great in Violent Night. And he was also good in the menu. So just Leguizamo pop up in anything is always a given. It's a really good film if you guys ever seen it. But that's pretty much it there. Let me let you guys. Which of these films stand out to you the most? The 10-year one, not really anything too big, but I'll probably just say the better one there is probably Hyde Park and Hudson. And the 20-year one, I'm going to go with Adaptation. Drop comments below. Don't forget to like, subscribe, hit that bell for more notification. This is Simi Saga.